Hi, this is a Yesterday's Moose production, and today I'm playing Wonder Boy in Monsterland, the arcade version. This is an Xbox 360 game, which I downloaded from the Xbox store, and I'm playing this on my Xbox One, which is not at all confusing. With that being said, let's go ahead and get things started. Let's go! Welcome to Monsterland. Now, if you're wondering why Wonder Boy is shaking around, I will explain that momentarily, but I'm going to go ahead and knock on the door. Hey, brave man, listen carefully. The country's fate depends on you. Your mission is to destroy the vicious dragon and restore peace. Take the sword and medicine. Good luck! Now, the reason why I'm shaking around is because in the arcade version of Wonder Boy Monsterland, when you shake around and you're trying to get hidden gold, you will actually receive more gold. Anywhere from 64 to perhaps 69 gold, as opposed to maybe 2 to 10 gold. Now, until recently, I didn't have the arcade version of Wonder Boy Monsterland. I had only been playing the Sega Master System version. Now that I own this game, I'm able to play it anytime that I want, and also I've managed to complete the game, which is something that I could never do in the arcade. This game is quite challenging. And what you want to do is you want to finish off the round with full health. That way you get a perfect bonus, thus getting more points. The more points you get, the more heart containers you will receive. And gonna go ahead and get some leather boots. Now, the hidden gold locations are pretty similar in this version and the Sega Master System version. There are some slight differences, however. I'm not sure if I'm able to find all the locations. Go ahead and get the Knight Shield. Reason is because I have never completed this in the arcade, which I think I mentioned, and I'm pretty sure that I did. However, I have seen people play it, and as far as I know, I am getting most of the hidden gold, but I can't say that I get 100% of it. Someone be beyond the wall. If you are on your way to fight the dragon, I'll teach you. The hero's emblem may help you to beat it. My friend Catherine lives in the coastal town of Baraboro. Give this letter. She'll be sure to help you. And in here, face the Vampire Lord and get a more powerful sword. His pattern is relatively simple to anticipate. Get a broadsword, offensive power increases. Of course, every time you get a new sword, you become more powerful. Now, since I'm playing this on the Xbox One, the shaking around is actually something that you're allowed as an option in the controls. And right there, you can get the legendary boots. Really got to be careful because you move very quickly and jump very high, so it's easy to run into enemies. Now, as I was saying, the shaking around is an option for the Xbox One version, or Xbox 360, however you want to look at it. Myconoid Master. This guy can be especially tricky. Made him look ridiculously easy, but he is actually pretty difficult. So in the arcade, it's a lot easier to shake around because you have an arcade stick to shake yourself back and forth. I tried doing it on my Xbox One controller, but my hand kept on slipping off the controller. So I used the control options to make Wonder Boy shake around. And that makes it a little bit easier to collect the higher amount of gold. And as far as I know, it only affects the hidden gold. It doesn't affect gold that you get from defeating enemies. Now there's a hidden heart there. And from this store, you want to buy either fireballs or lightning magic. I picked up the lightning magic. And what you want to do with that is you want to save it for the final boss because it can become very useful. It's not mandatory, but it certainly makes things a lot easier. Wind spout magic, or as I call it, tornado magic. Oh, by the way, get the knight armor there. The tornado magic is useful for ground enemies, but not very useful for the final boss. And I'm not too sure, there might be hidden gold there. I cannot confirm that, however. And I already used the revival potion, unfortunately. There are various places where you can buy a revival potion for 100 gold. But it's really a better idea not to lose it. Now in this area you're able to get a lot of hidden gold. Good idea to collect as much of it as you can. Those crabs, by the way, seem easier to defeat in the arcade version than they do in the Sega Master System version. Not entirely sure why. I guess because they get stunned. Here we are in the coastal town of Baraboro. And here you want to buy the heavy armor, that way you save a bit of money, and the next time you get to a store you'll be able to buy the legendary armor. And from here, can already buy the legendary shield. Knock on this window. Hi, how are you? Looking for the emblem? Take this flute and visit Puro Island. An old man living in a mysterious mansion will show you how to obtain it. Up here, get some hidden gold. And you want to do your best to defeat that crab down there, not let him knock you off the edge. Of course I got hurt. And this water, you do not want to fall into this water, you want to go ahead and defeat the boss first. Which is the Kraken. Release the Kraken! And as you can see, you want to try to time your hits so that you hit the Kraken just as you're passing through it. That way you can try to avoid getting hurt. Of course, you can still get hurt by its projectiles. Now that you've defeated the boss, you want to drop into the water. And there's going to be a store down here. Visit that store. I'm gonna buy the revival medicine because I need it. And then get some fireballs to save a little bit of money. I'm gonna be calling it revival potion because that's what it's called in the Sega Master System version. Also, it does look like a potion, but for some reason the arcade version calls it medicine. Not sure if that's a translation issue or not. Now you want to get rid of the crab over to the left. And I could have sworn there's some money up there, I guess not. So defeat the crab first so that he's not in your way. Gonna go ahead and defeat the Kraken for a second time. And there's a few of these areas where you can defeat the boss twice, and you want to take advantage of that so that you can get the most amount of gold and points possible. I'm pretty sure I'm able to show off all of those places in this Let's Play. Plus you will get a giant heart which will give you full health and also some points. Alternatively, you might get thunder flashes. And just like that, get a perfect bonus. Now, these little monkeys can be a little bit tricky. Fortunately, I got the cloak there, which makes me invisible and invincible. And hey, another big heart. Very useful. Now, before you go down this well, you want to go to the left and get the hidden gold over here. And then drop down, do your best to try to avoid the ghosts. It can be kind of difficult to avoid them. Sometimes it's just a matter of luck. And now I'm going to be facing one of the hardest bosses in the game. At least I consider it one of the hardest bosses, the giant Kong. He jumps around, throws rocks at you, does a fair amount of damage. It's very, very hard to hit. You really want to try to get him trapped in the corner. That's pretty much true of any of the bosses. When you get them trapped in the corner, you can just kind of hit them over and over and over again. Do a lot of damage that way. Good, I did pretty well there. Now I'm going to get a great sword. Which is great. Just great. It's great! And I'm pretty sure I did that same joke for my Sega Master System play, but whatever. Now I can go ahead and buy the legendary armor. Just like that, have the best armor in the game. Now in the Sega Master System version, this guy would have given us a letter. And here we are in the Mam Desert. That guy that we talked to, though, does not give us a letter. He just gives us health for buying the drinks. And there's a hole back there that I jumped over. What I'm trying to do is trying to defeat these enemies and get some gold from them. You want to drop down here and defeat these guys as best as you can. And now that you're out here, what you want to do is defeat the enemies again. That way you can get the gold. Having a lot of gold in this game is very useful for shops, of course. Now this area can be a little bit tricky. You want to try to avoid getting hit by spikes. Unlike what I'm going to probably end up doing, I'm probably going to get hit by the spikes a lot, just like that. And these guys, you want to try to defeat them before you attempt jumping over to the blocks. Oh, use the revival medicine. Okay, well there's a shop up there. If I can get past this guy, he's following me for some reason. Okay, there we go. Now I can buy revival medicine. Get some hidden gold here. Unfortunately, right there is a hospital. You can use that to get full health. Kind of funny, in the Master System version there's a plant that shoots at you, which is actually a lot harder to defeat. Whereas in this version there's a snake. The snake is probably one of the easier enemies. Now here is a bunch of hidden gold. You want to jump and try to stab out your sword as soon as you hit the height of your jump. That way you can hopefully collect more gold. I'm not entirely certain how that works, but you definitely don't want to be shaking around because that can cause your gold to go the wrong way. Now I'm not sure if there's a shop to the right from where I just jumped from, but from here you want to buy the ale and get the hint from the shop, from the bar, and then you want to use that hint for the Sphinx. So here we go. Ha ha ha. Welcome here, young man. I'm the Sphinx. If you fail to answer my question, you lose life, okay? Question. What did I eat yesterday? Well, based on the hint that I got, you were eating salad, which is spelt sarad. Wonderful, you know that. Allowed to go out of the pyramid. And sarad is definitely a translation problem. I can talk. In this area, you really want to be careful to try to take care of these running mice. They are constantly running right and left and will definitely hit you if you're not attacking constantly, just like that. Use that bar to get health. Also, that door that I just passed by was a hospital. To get to the southern island, go west and get on a cloud. Okay, stuff like this can happen where you're bombarded by enemies. Yeah, not so fun. Gold collector. Yeah, this guy will take your gold if you get hit by him. And once he's defeated, he's going to give us a new sword. An Excalibur. Yeah, that kind of doesn't make sense. Now, before you go up into the clouds, you have the option of getting some winged boots, and that will help you jump once you're in the cloud area. So you can buy winged boots there. Grab some fireballs because why not? Again, those will be useful for the final boss. Okay, so in the clouds you're going to find a lot of money. Make sure to get rid of those ghosts before you attempt jumping. And if you can keep the winged boots all the way to the end, it'll help you jump to the final cloud over there to the right. And that's it. That's all the gold in the clouds. And here we are, southern island of Pororo. This is another area of the game where you can defeat the boss twice, so you want to do that. Blue Knight. So I'm going to use this invincibility cloak. Take advantage of that, defeat the boss. Get some money. Now that that's out of the way, I want to head over to the right. And I'm going to use the flute. You tried playing the flute. Yeah, the flute in this version sounds horrible. The Sega Master System version is a lot better. I'm not sure why they changed it, but they definitely changed it for the better in the Sega Master System version. And these blue ghosts will take a lot of hits. However, they do give you a lot of points at the same time. So it is sometimes a good idea to defeat them if you have the time and patience. Knock on a hidden door here. Give this charm to the great eel. He will replace it with the emblem. If you are a truly brave man, the dragon is a very formidable enemy. Never give up. Yeah, for some reason they call the next guy you talk to the Great Eel, even though in the Sega Master System game they call him the Great Catfish. And he definitely does look a lot more like a catfish than he does an eel. Again, I'm not sure if that's a translation thing. Now I'm gonna defeat that blue guy, get some points for doing that, find some hidden money and a heart. Hidden money in the clouds. Now again, it's a good idea to take care of these crabs. That way when you leave the boss's area, they won't be there. I'm going to take advantage of the invincibility cloak. This guy sure does like jumping. And there we go, gonna get some lightning flashes. I'm not sure if it's ever a big heart, it could be. I'd have to play through many times to see if that's the case. I'm not sure how consistent it is. Let's go. Danger, keep out. Now that we have all the best items, these shops will give us slightly different things like the helmet and the gauntlet for the shield and armor shops. I believe the helmet decreases how much damage you will take. I'm not exactly sure how much it protects you, but I seem to think that that's the case. And this demon here will give us a new sword once we defeat him. Get him trapped in the corner, just keep hitting him. And just like that, get the legendary sword, a legendary sword. And I'm pretty sure we have all the items now. And I'm going to use this invincibility here to try to defeat this boss. This boss, the Hobgoblin, is extremely difficult. Not only does he jump around a lot, but he has this laser shot, which does a lot of damage. As per usual, do your best to get him trapped in the corner like that. I think it's fair to say that he's the hardest enemy in the game, next to the Kong. And in this area you want to be careful because you can slip on the ice and also fall into the lava, like I'm doing. Try not to do that. Definitely don't do that. I know I sure do love lava, but it's not good for the health. And it's a good idea to defeat these guys before you attempt jumping over. Makes things a little bit easier. Also try to defeat these guys. I don't really need winged boots right now. Oh no. Wonder Boy seeking bubbles. No, lava. Lava bad. Fire, fire bad. Fire bad. Fire bad. Bad. Losing a lot of health in that lava. So I'm gonna buy the wind spout magic, otherwise known as tornado magic, and really use this invincibility cloak. Defeat this guy as fast as humanly possible, or stuff like that ends up happening and you use the revival potion. Now, in that door was a bar where you can get some more health if you need it. Now definitely go into this store here, buy an item if you can, then knock on the door again. Oh, welcome here. You are really brave. I award you the emblem. For your courage, the great dragon is in the monster castle. Is sure to be... Sorry, that went by really quickly. Didn't have time to read it. Well, that was the great eel, which looks like a catfish. Oop, money. Fortunately, you can avoid most of these enemies. Unlike I'm doing, I'm getting hit by all of them. Oh, gotta get that timer there. From this point onward, the territory is part of the Great Dragon's monster castle. Anyone who values his life better leave here immediately. Now what I like to do is I like to leave some of the shops open. That way I can come back and get health and whatnot. By the way, just picked up a revival medicine. Absolutely need to have that before going on to the final area. Use this opportunity to defeat the Silver Knight. Jump around, jump up, and get down! There we go, collect the money. Get trapped between two guys, and then knock on this door. You've done quite well so far, you have become really sturdy. Take either the bell or the ruby. Well, I choose the ruby, because that's going to do a lot of damage to the dragon. However, you can pick the bell. And what the bell does is it tells you the correct direction to go in the next level, because it's a maze. So it can be very easy to get lost. Fortunately, I was able to figure out the way. It's not too different from the Sega Master System version, so I was able to figure it out on my own. And that's the last round after this. Getting gold doesn't particularly matter. It's also worth mentioning at this point that I went through this level and lost miserably. I ended up getting to a jumping section and kept falling down for some weird reason. So I actually had to go through the game all over again and record this section of the game separately. That's why the amount of points, gold, and hearts that I have is different. I would have liked to have gone through this in one go. I was doing very, very well, or at least I thought I was doing well. So you do want to follow what I've been doing as far as the solution for this final area is concerned. You can, if you want, defeat these enemies. I'm doing it mostly to get them out of my way. Now, in this section you have to defeat this Kraken. and then defeat these guys which pop up. And yes, you have to defeat all of them. Once that's done, you want to go back, defeat this guy, get him trapped in the corner. Or just get hit over and over, you know. Okay, so this jumping section coming up is where I was falling down. It can be pretty difficult. You have to just keep jumping over and over again, and you cannot fall down. You can't stay on the platforms too long because the platforms will slowly descend. And what I found was that as time went on, the jumping seemed less and less responsive, and I kept falling down. However, this time around I was able to do it. It's kind of interesting because in the Sega Master System version, that is probably the hardest part of the game as well. Especially if you have legendary boots, it can be very easy to fall down. There seems to be some correlation between having more powerful boots or better boots and not being able to get through there. Sometimes I find it's easier to have ceramic boots. In any event, you have to defeat all of those enemies in order to proceed. And do your best to defeat this guy, get him trapped in the corner. If you're able to bypass him, feel free to do that. It can be rather difficult though. And the reason why I'm defeating those guys is because you can get some health. Just like that, there's a heart who's falling down there. Almost at the final boss. Want to have as much health as possible. And here we are. Dragon! Exclamation mark. The ruby starts to glow. That's right, when you hit it the first time, you use the ruby and inflict a lot of damage. And now, the dragon appears. So you want to use these magics that you've been saving all of this time. Lightning magic is extremely useful. Fireballs, if you're able to hit the dragon, will be also useful. However, I end up missing a lot. The Mecha Dragon does jump around quite a bit, however, it's relatively easy to predict his pattern. And there you go. That was it. Defeated. Relatively easy. The battle is over. We never knew that the dragon was a robot. Did it come from another planet? At last, peace has been restored. To this country, people will live happily. I love how it's punctuated. However, don't be off guard, as even more dreadful things may be awaiting. Goodbye, Monsterland. See you again. And the ending in this version is slightly different from the Sega Master System version. Definitely leads more openness for a sequel. Ha 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 ha. And just like that, we get the credits. Eventually. There we go. So now it's going to name off all the enemies in the game, and that's the end of the arcade version. of Wonder Boy Monsterland. A game until recently I was not able to finish. Now I can on a relatively frequent basis. I still face some trouble because it's a difficult game. But I like it. It's a good game. I do like the music and sounds slightly better than the Sega Master System version. However, I am a lot more used to the Sega Master System version, having played it thousands of times since I was a kid. And with that, I'm just going to go ahead and let the credits roll and end my commentary here. So thank you very much for watching. This has been a Yesterday's Moose production, and I'll see you next time.